Hi guys, welcome to Bitcoingem channel, and we'll just take one more minute. Can you hear me now, Dani? The mic was on mute as I was waiting for people to join. So am I audible? Please, if somebody can just send a message, yes. Hello. Okay, great. So let's begin this live today, and let me know what questions do you have. If we look at the Bitcoin chart, just now I had tweeted that Bitcoin has broken a rising wedge that it was forming. So Bitcoin is clearly broken out of this rising wedge, and it's now likely to go down at around 38,000 or even 37,700. That's where I see Bitcoin going in the immediate short term. And the overall, let us look at a different chart of Bitcoin. So this is Bitcoingem trajectory chart. I have always told you guys that in a long term, you should look into this chart. I personally do. It tells me about the overall trend, and it's very important macro chart for me personally. I keep eye on it. So on the macro level, Bitcoin is in an uptrend. There is no doubt about it. And the 5 different colors that you see are the 5 different trend lines. All are uptrending lines, but they are different degrees of incline. So how fast we go higher, it depends on which zone are we playing. So currently we are between this orange and red, and if you see very clearly, let me zoom in. So this is the zone that we are playing in. Now it depends if we want to go and start accumulating about this zone, then we can expect it to hit the higher band of green. And unless and until we don't do that, we will keep ranging in this zone. So as of today, this is a uptrending line. So every day price increases. So as of today, if Bitcoin wants to go higher, it needs to be above $47,000 range. So this is a macro Bitcoingem chart. I don't want to analyze that today. I think it will not be for today, as you guys have a lot of requests. I assume you guys would be having requests. So even this chart we did last time in a Bitcoingem macro video. Just look at this. I am looking at it today again after that video. If we extend this trend line, just see how accurate things are going even right now. Bitcoin is getting rejected by this downtrending line as of now. This is a daily chart, and 1, 2, 3, 4. You can see very clearly 4 rejections we have already got. So yeah, Bitcoin, I do 1 minute analysis every week. So I don't think you guys have any question regarding Bitcoin. Do you guys have any question regarding Bitcoin, or else we should move into different alts? I purchased 15K VRA at a price of 0.06. I have no money to DCA. So can you please tell me when VRA goes back to 0.06. Let me open VRA chart. If you have no money to DCA, have you staked VRA? At least earn passive VRA. Okay. Okay, VRA has broken another important trend line that I have highlighted in blue. So, and it's currently broken one more important support at 0.175. We see two daily candles over here. Honestly, 0.06 is very far as of now, and it really depends on the overall macro environment. So I would not have my hopes high right now. Let me look at VRA BTC chart also. Okay, so yeah, VRA BTC has also clearly broken a very huge uptrend. You can see over here, I have highlighted, and I had tweeted this also to make you guys aware about this. So this is currently in a huge correction, and if we keep getting bearishness in the market, I don't expect this correction to get over soon. Of course, this is purely talking about technical analysis. If VRA comes with any fundamental development and suddenly the increase of tokens, sorry, the increase of demand comes in from Brightcove or any other VRA partners, then things can change rapidly. So I cannot comment on that. I don't know what development is happening backstage, and I don't know how soon Brightcove or any of its clients will require VRA. So purely speaking from technical analysis, this is one support for VRA very clearly. Again, that support is also currently, in my opinion, it's already broken, but if it's on the verge of breaking down in the VRA Bitcoin pair. So I expect VRA to consolidate further, go down further against Bitcoin like this, and then we start a recovery. This is what I expect in the looking at the macro. Of course, VRA is a different animal because once its partnerships start kicking in, things can change quickly. So purely from technical analysis perspective, I don't see it going higher very soon. But again, it all depends on how its utility unfolds. So I think it would be better if you can stake, at least earn passive VRA. Do not miss that. I would not recommend you to sell anything here. Of course, I am not a financial advisor, so I can be wrong. I won't recommend you to sell because this is a very solid project and eventually we are going to go higher. So, in my opinion, if you can just hold and stake it, that would be the best returns long term. Yeah. So, yes, let me know if you have any other question. See, the currently, you guys have to understand the situation is not purely about crypto or Bitcoin. You see, Bitcoin is getting adopted in a massive way. We are already seeing that from all fronts. Like Bitcoin is getting adopted in as a legal tender in countries, or Bitcoin is getting adopted in different corporates are planning to put it on balance sheet. Now the world's biggest insurance company is planning, has accepted that 20% of your wealth can, get diverted into Bitcoin. So Bitcoin adoption is on full swing. The current bearishness is not because of Bitcoin, but because of the overall macro thing, so that you guys have to understand. Look at this DXY. I have been tweeting this since January of this year, that DXY is looking mighty strong. I had also tweeted this breakout. This is the weekly that we are looking at. If we look at DXY daily, look at this. This I had tweeted, if you guys remember. Let me just go there. Look at this. I have been tweeting about DXY whole year because DXY is looking mighty strong. And this is an indication that dollar is gaining strength. We can also see that against Japanese yen today, and even against euro. There is an overall strength of dollar right now. So every risk on asset, in my opinion, is going to go down. Even S&P 500 is looking too weak. I have been saying this since September last year, that constantly that this in my opinion is a threat, and it's happening. Of course, these things don't happen in one night. It happens gradually. It's a micro trend. We see this is S&P 500. Look at this trend, and we saw this trend now reversing. This is a clear reversal of trend. The trend is slowing down, and this slowing down will definitely come into play in every risk on asset, including Bitcoin. And because once Bitcoin becomes weak, altcoins will have to be weak. There is no two ways. Just look at this. This was the trend. Which trend got broken? We are looking at weekly, at daily. This will be clear. So this is S&P 500. The trend got broken, and now it's moving sideways in a way. This was uptrending. Very important price, in my opinion, which had to stay, which we broke, is at around, this is S&P 500 4396. This was important. We broke it, and now we are looking at a downtrend. And the next immediate huge support I see for S&P 500 is at around 4020. This to me is a big support which should hold. If this doesn't get hold, then I see a deeper correction. So ideally 4000 S&P 500 should hold. Very similar is Nasdaq, and looking extremely bearish, broken an important very important support for trend continuation. You can see again very similar to S&P 500. This was the trend. This is weekly. Look at daily. Look at this. This was the trend for Nasdaq since March of COVID crash. Amazing trend. It got broken here. Still it went sideways, but now the degree has changed. So the speed of going upside had changed, but it has broken that too. It has broken this trend too. So this was the next trend for Nasdaq, which is broken, and now it's going sideways, or you can see the trend has stopped and now it is reversing. So, and it has again broken a very important support, in my opinion, at around 13,460. So I expect it to go further down. And of course, the immediate support we can see over here is a support which currently it's not even gone and retested it, but this is a good support, interim support for Nasdaq at around 12,400. But if this doesn't hold, because it's not a huge support, then I think it can go lower, much lower. So the overall macro scenario is not good, and that's the reason of alts that won't look good. Okay, Sol and Theta. Let me open Sol. So Sol is currently sitting at huge demand zone. This is Sol daily. You can very clearly see this was an accumulation zone. Of course, it's a zone, it's not a particular price, and it's again come back to this zone. This is the accumulation zone for Sol between 85 cents and 50 cents. Okay, this is one accumulation zone. There is not much of a chart over here. It's a very new asset. So these are the two accumulation zones for Sol, and it's a good project and it's a good zone to accumulate. DCA in this zone, this is the likely scenario that can happen for Sol. And if we go in a long bear market, which is very much possible, then this accumulation can go on for months before we start a new trend. So keep that in mind, but these are in a good zones. This is a good time to DCA Sol if you want to. If I look at Sol BTC, that will give me more. Yeah, very similar. In fact, Sol BTC, yes, very, very similar. You have entered accumulation zone. You've just entered accumulation zone. Of course, it can go lower. This is the Sol BTC chart. These are different accumulation zones. So it can either bottom here or it can go full berserk before again starting a new trend. So these are two ways through which this can bottom Sol BTC, but it is in an accumulation zone. It has started. So accumulation zone means that these are one of the best times you can buy, and accumulation zones can go on for a long time. So please look at this chart. This is Sol BTC chart. Just look at this accumulation. It went from 20th July 2018 and it broke at 30th October 2021. It accumulated for almost 2.5 years in this zone. And we have entered that zone again. So this is how accumulation happens. So keep that in mind. This is how accumulation happens. This is how accumulation will look like. It will happen. It will keep testing your patience. And then again, a new wave will begin. So that's Sol for you. Theta. Yes, almost every chart, all chart I'm expecting. In fact, Theta is still holding this support, tiny support, not a big support, at around $2.5, and it's getting that bounce from here. So this can be one accumulation zone for Theta. Between 1.6 to 2.5. If at all it gets broken, then the next zone is at around below $1 at 80 or 90 cents. So these are two accumulation zones where you should DCA if you're looking to DCA into Theta. Theta BTC. Yeah. Every altcoin is entering into an accumulation zone. Theta BTC is still holding a good support over here. It's not yet broken. If we look at the moving averages, we'll get to know clearly. Yes, it's not yet broken, but it's a downtrend. So there's no doubt about it. Let's look at weekly. Yes. See on the weekly very clearly, it's a downtrend. And the 200 weekly EMA for Theta BTC is at around 564. So I think to expect that it will come down to 200 weekly EMA is not unreasonable. Another 19-20% down in the Bitcoin pair. That is likely to happen. So that's Theta and Sol for you. All are in good accumulation zones. Yes. Guys, any question, any request, please message in the chat. This is a live analysis for you. So I'm only going to take chart requests. If you guys are done with requests, then we'll complete today's video. Any questions or any requests you have, do let me know. So I hope, Dani, you are satisfied with Sol and Theta analysis. If you have any question regarding that, you can ask me. Any follow-up question? Heroes 3. This is a very strange name. Okay. There's nothing on the chart. This is a weekly. This is a daily. Very new chart. Nothing to say. There's no history about the project. Nothing. I don't know anything. The chart is definitely, it's in the accumulation. It's going down. And currently there is no data to do any kind of much TA over here. But it's basically down. So if you think this is a good project, then this is a good time to accumulate some. There's nothing, no data. Let me see if it has anything with ETH pair or BTC pair. No, not much data on heroes. So this is it. If it wants to go up, it needs to break this. This is a resistance that I see. Until it does not break, we can see very clearly in this chart, it needs to break this resistance. It was a support. See over here, from this price, you saw such big impulse on the upside. It came down and it took time to break, and it went to retest over here perfectly, and it did not break, and see the huge sell off. So for any upside momentum, it needs to break 0.02. Unless and until it does not break, it can keep ranging here for a long time. But if it breaks this, then it can start a new wave. So it needs to break 0.021. That's heroes for you. Zero 0.021 is its resistance. Yes. Next request, please. Looks like you guys don't have much request today. Welcome, Dhaval. No request, guys. Looks like you guys are all satisfied with the analysis. No request. Or are you guys in shock for expecting everything to go up and it's not going up? Let's look at gold. What is gold doing? So gold is currently facing correction. You can see over here, I have highlighted at around 1960 on the weekly. But overall, gold is looking bullish as long as it's above 1820. Gold is likely to go higher rather than lower. It can also be called as cup and handle on the weekly. This is cup and why we are looking at gold, because gold can tell you direction of where the market is going. If gold is going up, then all the risk assets generally go down. So this is cup, this is handle, and it can then go like this. So gold looking bullish is a bearish sign for risk on assets like crypto. PLGR, what is that? PLGR, pledge. I have not heard about this project. Again, a new project. Daily, nothing to see in the chart. Pure dotted lines. There's nothing to see in this chart. So, sorry, I can't help you much. This is one support that was lost at around 0.03. Yeah, volume is kicking over here. Volume is rising. So, this can pump in the near future. Yes, there is a bullish divergence on the daily. So whatever this is, I don't know, but it is certainly showing bullish divergence on the daily. So I think a pump can come, and it can come, but the first resistance would be here at around 0.0150. So if it gets a good pump, then oh, it's not a small pump, it is a 400% pump. And even if it gets till here, it's 250% pump. Not a bad risk to reward. Can play with small amounts. So I don't know about the project. I can't I can't comment on it. But these are the two zones where it can pump. Volume is kicking in, so I think something must be up. I will also check the project. Thank you for letting me know. So it can go to 0.009 or 0.15. So around 1.5 cents and 0.009. And the major resistance would be at 3 cents. I don't know if we'll go till 3 cents now, but a small pump is expected. 100% gains are there in this PLGR. So thanks, Dheeraj, for mentioning PLGR. This is the analysis for you. PYR. Vulcan Forge. Yeah, it's broken important support in the blue line. Just look at this. I don't know when last did I do its analysis, but you can see very clearly it's broken out of blue. So the first important immediate support, main support, not immediate support, for me is at around 6.7. So it's a good accumulation between 6.7 and 9.9. Sorry, 11.7. It's currently at 9.9. Yeah, I think if it comes lower, you can definitely again accumulate. Let us look on the weekly. Yeah, anything at around 8, 7.9, this will be good zones to accumulate some. If we look at the monthly, you see volume is definitely on the rise over here. Volume is increasing. So these are all good zones to DCA. I think anything below $10 is a good zone to DCA into PYR, and anything between 10 to 6.4. So do keep in mind that it can go and retest 6.4, which is a first immediate big support in my opinion. So also keep that in mind that it can go. And yeah, now when I look at the moving average, there's a likely chance of this cross of 21 EMA crossing 200 EMA. Look what happened last time when it crossed, it came down till around 8.2 $8. So again, it can come down from 10 to $8. This is the immediate support. If we look at the recent data, at around $8 is a interim support. It can bounce from here, but in my opinion, the main support for it is at around 6.4. So you can DCA some at 8, DCA some more at 6.4, and overall PYR is a good project, so nothing wrong in DCA. Yes, thank you. Any other altcoin charts you want to see? See, Bitcoin is bouncing from this support black line currently on the 1 hour. It can bounce, it can go and retest this breakout and come down. This is one possibility. Or if this is a fake out, then it can go back up in this wedge. But if we look at the 4 hour, yeah, it doesn't look, this 4 hour candle is looking very bad. This is a bearish candle. Just see how it got. I am expecting Bitcoin to go lower looking in this immediate time frame. What it can do is it can go retest this and come down. This can happen. Do you know about Xtag? It's an Indian project. I think I have heard. I have not studied it, so I don't know about it much. I might have heard about it. MTV. Let's look at MTV. What's happened over here? I will look into Xtag, Dani. Then only I can comment. So MTV is down drastically. I don't know why. I don't know about this project, so I can't comment on that. If we look at the chart, then first thing that comes to me is this is an important support, and it's currently sitting at this support. See over here, huge support. It's come down all the way in 2021 low. It's already there. So it needs to hold, because if this gets broken, then it can go way lower. On the weekly, yes, again, you see very clearly what we saw on the daily. This is a huge support for MTV at 003. If it breaks this, then it enters this accumulation zone, which can go on for long. So it needs to bounce from here. So if I'm trading this, I will wait for it to bounce, or else it can go way lower. The next main accumulation happens at this price range. So this is the next support. If it gets broken, it's still not broken yet, so we can't assume, but it is not even bouncing, so you should wait for it to bounce. It should bounce from here. Is huge support. If it's not bouncing it and breaks, then it's at 0.001, around 1 cent. Yeah, another 50 to 60% drop can happen if it does not break. Hold. Currently it's holding, so no comments. But if it has to hold, then I want it to something like this, consolidate and start. So that's MTV. There is no, if we look at the RSI is not yet showing any hidden divergence on the daily. Yeah, so it's currently at support, but it's not looking good, honestly. It needs to bounce. So what it can do is, see over here, what we can see clearly, how it got consolidated here and then started a wave. So something like this should happen, then it can start. So it needs a good consolidation. It has come down heavily, but since I don't know about the project, I cannot comment. I don't know why it has come down this heavily. But if you like the project, if you think this is a good project, then it's certainly one of the best zones to accumulate. You can buy some, more if it goes down further 50-60%. That's what I can say about MTV. I hope that I answered your question, Tahir. It's sitting at its bottom, ALBT. This is ALBT USDT. Sorry, USD. Let me see, this is the BTC chart also. So ALBT BTC is in fact formed a new low. And but yeah, again, hidden bullish divergence is over here on the RSI. So it's getting a hidden bullish divergence on the daily. And this can also be kind of a bottoming structure. This can be a bottom. What is important for this price action is to come above this zone. So if I'm trading, I will wait for it to break this, consolidate here, and then go up. This is an important zone. Again, this is against the Bitcoin chart. Okay. So I'll wait for it to consolidate above here. If I want to purely trade, buy and sell high. If you like the project, and this is of course good zone to accumulate, And it's also showing hidden bullish divergence on the daily. So a pump can come here. Again, it all depends on Bitcoin. If Bitcoin pumps, I am sure altcoins will pump. But if Bitcoin doesn't pump, then nothing much, except those projects come with some event. If this is having some event, then yes, it will pump in the short term, or some upgrade or something coming out of the project. So then it will pump. We look at the EMA, very clearly we can see it's getting resisted by the EMAs. So as I told you, just see, we had drawn this orange line. It's coming very close to the 21 weekly EMA. So yeah, if I would be trading, I would be buying only once it breaks this, or else it can break this 21 EMA and then they can expect a short pump. Again, that will be not too small. 20-40% pump in the Bitcoin pair is not too small. It's a good gain. Yeah, it's 30% pump in the Bitcoin pair. So this is ALBT. Any more requests, guys, or else we'll conclude today's session. If you have any request, let me know. Thank you, guys. We'll do this often. I'll do this more, where I can come live and I can take your request. We are doing this after 2 months. So thanks, Tahir. Welcome. And take care, guys. Have a nice time. Bye bye. I hope I can expect more people to join us next time. Do share, like, and subscribe to the channel. Take care. Bye bye.